there guys, so today's video is going to be counting every single book that is on my physical TBR. Now I've been seeing this video circulating on YouTube lately and I thought that I would want to do it. So yeah, let's just get started and we're going to be slowly calculating how many books are on my actual bookshelf on my TBR cart over there. You should be able to see it right there. Wait, hold on. That's all my... Oh my god. It's all the way over here. No. Wait, it's this way. It's right there. We got it. On my TBR cart and also in my unread bin. In my like stacked file box drawers. They're supposed to be for files, but obviously I store books in there because what the fuck do I need files for? And then there's also one shelf of some unread books and read books on where my desk is, because there's like some shelves on the side. It's supposed to be bookshelves, but honestly like it doesn't store half the books that I actually own because it's too small. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So first off, this is my TBR shelf. You guys see this in like every single TBR video. So here we have unread books and read books. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. We have Brandon Sanderson's Waybreaker. Right here, we have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. We have King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo and Rule of Wolves, also by Leigh Bardugo. It's the second duology in the Grishaverse, in the Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and like Shadow and Bone and all of that. I'm not going to be pulling out these books to show you guys. I'm just going to be counting them and telling you guys what the book is called and the author, because we would be here all freaking day if I pulled out every single book. Now, we don't have to count the second shelf because I've actually read every single book on this shelf. That's a huge accomplishment. So I've read all of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I've also read all of ACOTAR by Sarah J. Maas. I've read Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I've also read all of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Onyx Storm had just come out. Let me pull it closer so you guys can actually see how pretty this shelf is now. And I actually just finished this morning. And I actually have not been able to touch another book since then. Because that ending was insane. So I've read this one. I've read all of these. And then I've also read Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. Absolutely loved that book as well. These are all actually 5-star reads for me. I love these books so much. And ACOTAR and Throne of Glass. Most of these books on this shelf are 5-star reads. And this is basically like my romantasy shelf and fantasy. But like Throne of Glass kind of gets a little bit more mature as it goes on. So we've read all those books. We don't have to count those. Okay, so now we're going to move down to this shelf. Let me move it back a little. But you guys don't need to see me, really. I'm just going to be counting these. So, like, you don't really need to see my face that much. So, first off, we have this stack. I actually changed up this shelf a little bit. So, this is kind of like a little bit of like a book shelf tour as well. So, I flipped my books, because this used to be my romance shelf, but I actually moved my romance shelf down to the bottom shelf that you're going to see later. And I moved my fantasy books up to this shelf. So I have quite a few series up here that I have read. So I've read Belladonna, Foxglove, and Wisteria by Adeline Grace. I've also read Lightlark, Nightbane, and Skyshade by Alex Astor. I've also read all the Cruel Prince books. I've read Cruel Prince, Wicked King, and Queen of Nothing, and Stolen Heir and Prisoner's Throne, all by Holly Black. The only two that I have not read are these two books down here, which is The Shadows Between Us and The Darkness Within Us by Trisha Levenseller. Those are the only two unread books in that entire stack. And then in this stack here, we have quite a few unread books, but we do have some read books as well. We have Song of Silver and Flame Like Night and the Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White duology by Emily Wenzel. I had read both of these books and I love them so much. Also, we have the Daughter of the Pirate King trilogy by Trisha Levenseller, which is Daughter of the Pirate King, Daughter of the Siren Queen, and Vengeance of the Pirate Queen. Can you guys even see anything? I tried to keep the other light off because I had a headache earlier. Let me just go ahead and turn this other light off because I think I already took Advil. I actually cannot remember whether I did or not. I don't think that's the greatest thing, but I feel like the lighting is just better with that light on, and I'll pull you guys in even closer so you guys can see the books a little bit better. So I read all 3 of those in December. Actually, I just binged the 3 of them and I absolutely loved them. I don't know why I put them off for so long. And then we have the entire Shatter Me series, and you guys know I've been avoiding reading this series and I still have not read it yet. So we have Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, Defy Me, and Imagine Me. So that is 6 books by Tahira Mafi. And then we also have the This Woven Kingdom trilogy, also by Tahira Mafi, that I also have not read yet. So we have This Woven Kingdom, These Infinite Threads, and All This Twisted Glory by Tahira Mafi that are also on my physical TBR. Then we move on to the rest of these books on this shelf, which is this stack, and I've actually read all these books except for 1 book in this shelf, which is great too. So I've read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Those were actually my last 2 books of 2024, and I absolutely loved them. I'm so glad I decided to end the year with those. I also read Caraval, Legendary, and Finale, all by Stephanie Garber. Absolutely love those. And then I also have read Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, and A Curse for True Love, all by Stephanie Garber as well. And then I also just read Spectacular back during Christmas Day, actually, in December, because that was a Christmas novella. I've also read that as well. And then the only unread book that we have on this shelf is Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. And then the last book on the bottom is The Revenant Games by Marjorie. Is it Marjorie, or what is her name? Margie Fuston. The second book in this actually comes out in March. I'm so excited for it. So we only have 9 and then 10, 11 books unread on this shelf. So we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 on the top shelf. So far there's only 16 books. So that's actually really good. But as we move down to like the lower shelves is when you see some books, or quite a few books, that have not been read. So let's go ahead and talk about those. So let me just exit out of this. I actually think I'm going to need a shoe box to put this on. I literally just put it on my freaking stuffed animal, but I don't think that's going to work. Well, on one of my Squishmallows, but you guys are getting behind the scenes. Okay, so this is probably the shelf that I have the most unread books on my bookshelves. But like, honestly, my goal is to read all of my books on my bookshelves by the end of 2025. And then I will have read all the books on my bookshelf, which would be absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to move those things so I can show you guys what I actually haven't read and what I have read. Let me just pull you guys a bit closer. So the only books on this whole shelf that I actually have read is the Serpents in the Wings of Night, the Crowns of Nexia series, which is Serpents of the Wings of Night, Ashes in the Star-Cursed King, and Songbird in the Heart of Stone. I feel like you guys still can't see much, so I'm going to put you guys on this other shoebox, and I think that'll be, yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, okay. So I have read those, but all of the rest of these books I actually have not read yet. So we have the Bridge Kingdom series, which is the Bridge Kingdom, the Traitor Queen, The Inadequate Heir, and Endless War, all by Danielle L. Jensen. The only book that I've read by Danielle L. Jensen is actually A Fate Inked in Blood, but that was only 1 book, and also that is her new duology series that the second book is actually coming out in May. But I have been slowly collecting the Bridge Kingdom series, and there's 4 books, but I just have to show you guys how beautiful these covers are. So I mostly collected them because they were getting republished with new covers, but I have not read them yet. So hopefully we'll be able to get to those sometime this year. Then we have the Fireborn trilogy by Rosaria Munda, We have Fireborn, Flamefall, and Fury Song. Again, beautiful, beautiful covers. I'm just going to show you guys the first one, but I have not read this trilogy as well. I bought this trilogy because of Monica Fortner. She raved about it, and she said that I need to read it soon, but I haven't gotten to it just yet. So hopefully we'll be able to read those soon as well. I'm going to sit like down normally because when I rest on my knees, it just hurts sometimes. So I'm just going to go like this. And then we have The Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves duology by Mary E. Pearson. I still haven't read these either. I really do need to read them at some point. It's just a duology. I don't know why I keep on putting it off. I bought these books like such a long time ago, like probably like summer of last year, maybe spring of last year, and I still haven't read them yet. I also have the Assassin's Apprentice trilogy, which is called, it actually has another name. It's called the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. So yeah, I have the Assassin's Apprentice, Royal Assassin, and Assassin's Quest. Still haven't read those either. And then we have the Rage of Dragons duology. Well, it's going to be a trilogy actually, and the third book actually comes out in May of 2025. So we have the Rage of Dragons and the Fires of Vengeance. This is actually going to be one of the series that I would like to read before the new release comes out in May. So I am definitely planning to read these sooner rather than later, and I really, really want to get to these. And then the last trilogy on this shelf is the Shadow of the Gods trilogy, which, well, actually it's called the Bloodsworn trilogy. Literally the title is right here, but it's hard to get these out without getting these other books out because they're really, really tall books. And this is the first book. I'm dying to get to these books, so hopefully we'll be able to get to those later this year. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books on this shelf. So I don't know why the hell I put my phone all the way up here. So we have 17 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is obviously 27. And then we just had, I believe, 5 books up there. Plus 5 is 32. Okay, that's still not even that bad. Like I said, my bookshelves, most of the books on my main bookcase are all read books. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these books because I actually have read all of these books. Well, actually, there's 2 books in this stack that I haven't read. I've also read all the books in this stack as well because these are some of my favorite romance authors. We have Emily Henry, Ashley Poston, Abby Jimenez's books. And then we have some of my 5-star reads. We also have some Jessica Joyce. We have Mahari McFarlane, Allie Hazelwood. And then we have like Christina Loren on the bottom and some Lynn Painter. I've actually read all of those. And obviously we have my beloved beach read that I absolutely love. The only 2 books in this book stack that I haven't read is these 2 Hannah Boehm Young books, which is Next of Kin and Next to You. And then, like I said, I've actually read all the books in this stack because they're my favorite romance authors. And then we have these books over here, and I only haven't read, I believe, 5 books in this stack. So again, it's really not that many. I think there's only 7 books on this entire shelf that I haven't read. So we have Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce and Dating and Dragons by Christy Boyce. I haven't read those yet. And then we have the Lila Sage Rebel Ranch series, which is a very extremely popular cowboy romance series. And I really do want to get into some cowboy romances this year because for some reason I never got to any last year. So we have Done and Dusted, Swift and Saddled, and Lost and Lassoed. And then all the rest of these I've read. I have my Annabelle Monaghan books, which I absolutely love. I have How to Walk Away by Catherine Center, and then Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. And you guys know how much I love Catherine Center as well. So plus 7, we only have a total of 39 books that we haven't read on my actual bookshelves. So that actually is pretty amazing. So, I mean, only 39 books. Like, what am I going to do? Okay, so now we're gonna move to the TBR cart. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this with sitting over there. Let's try and set it up real quick, hopefully. Where the hell am I even gonna sit? This is gonna be hard. Because, like, my freaking closet, like, sticks out constantly, so I guess we're gonna have to, like, kind of, like, bend it forward a little. You guys can see it. It's literally right here. I guess I'll just stand and show you guys. Like, I can just move it out. Hold on. Let me move it out of the thing. Okay, so now we're going to count all the books that are on my TBR cart. I love my TBR cart so much, but these are obviously all books that I have not read. So we're going to start up here. So we have The Crimson Crown by Heather Walter. Have not read that yet. It's one of my book of the months add-ons that I haven't read. We have The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, and then we also have The Women by Kristen Hanna, and The Women was also another one of my add-ons from Book of the Month, but I think these are, like, some of the only 2 Book of the Month books that I haven't read yet. I think I've read most of the ones that I have, or I just gave away the ones that I didn't really like, but I only gave them away after I read them, so why is this ruining my life right now? Okay, and then we have the books on this shelf. Well, this tier of the cart. So we have The Night Circus by Erin. Who's the author? Erin Morgenstern. Haven't read that yet. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about that book. Oh my god, okay. Can we move that? Then we have Curious Tides by, oh my god, I don't remember half of these authors' names. By Pascal Lascelles. It's so pretty though because it has like this beautiful spray work. And then we have Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Moss. I can't remember half of these authors' names, so I'm just going to take some of these authors' names off of here. We have Splintered by A.G. Howard. And then we have The Humans by Matt Haig. He's one of my favorite authors. I just haven't really been able to read some of his books for a while, and I really would like to get back to them. Watson! Watson! Sorry, my dog loves to scratch his brains out because he has like a bad skin condition. Okay. And then we have House of the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. You guys know I finally read one of my very first T.J. Klune book in November, which was Under the Whispering Door, and I absolutely adored that book. So I'm dying to get to House of the Cerulean Sea and get to more of his books. I absolutely love them. And I loved his writing. Then we have one book by Colleen Hoover. This is the last book that I'm going to read by Colleen Hoover because I think after this I don't want anything to do with the author anymore, but I do want to read Verity. So we do have that on the shelf. I only got it for like $4, so it's not like it was expensive. Then I have Love on the Brain by Ellie Hazelwood, and also Not in Love by Ellie Hazelwood. I'm just going to talk about those 2 really fast because I do want to read more of Ellie Hazelwood's books, so we have those 2 on the list. And then we have Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, which is another author that I'm dying to get into his books because I actually haven't read any of them yet. And this one I'm going to put on my TBR in February because I really want to read this book in February. And also I want to read another Ellie Hazelwood book. Can I speak? In February. And then I have The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is actually a movie, so I want to read this book so I can see the movie as well. The movie's been out for like a hot second. And then of course we have Stephen King's Billy Summers. You guys know how much I've been avoiding this book. I still have not read it yet. And then we have Lucy Foley's The Hunting Party. I actually haven't read any of her books either, so I would like to get into at least that book and see if I like it or not. Then we have, we've been starting on this side. We have The God of Endings by, who's this by again? Jacqueline Holland. I actually got this book in one of the like wrapped books at Barnes and Noble, and I just still haven't picked it up and read it yet. And then I have As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows by Zulfa Kato. Sorry if I'm butchering that name. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so I'd like to read it at some point. Then we have the other Ali Hazelwood book that I would love to read in February, which is Love Theoretically. I've had this book for like a year. I finally need to read it. Ali Hazelwood has been an author I've been getting into more and more, and she's been growing on me more and more. I don't know why. It's just like, I actually really did enjoy Love Hypothesis and her short story for Christmas, so like I want to read more of her books. And then we have The Honey Witch, but I did not like Bride, and I didn't really care for Check and Mate, so she's kind of like a author that's like growing on me, like I said, really growing on me, because I've read like 3 of her books already. And then I have The Honey Witch by Cindy J. Shields. I've heard very mixed reviews about this book, but I picked it up at Barnes and Noble like such a while back. I think it was like September. I mean, it's not that long ago, but I would like to read that at some point. Then I have The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Faro. Is it Faro? Haro. Sorry. I've heard mixed things about it too, but I've heard better things about this book than The Honey Witch. So then I have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I think I want this to be, and I have like the older cover, which I think this cover is so pretty. I got this used at my local bookstore, and I think this cover is so nice. So like, I really like this one. Like, I don't have to have the new edition. And again, I think this cover is really pretty. And everybody raves about how much they love this book, but I have to read The Nightingale before I read this book. But I would like to read The Women after I read The Nightingale, and then Firefly Lane I would like to read in like the springtime, because like a lot of people save it for like the spring and summer, and everybody says how amazing that book is, so I'm dying to read it. And then we have Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Allery Sains. I solely picked up this book because I saw somebody talk about it on their Goodreads, and they said how much they loved it, that I picked up that and the sequel, and the sequel's in the other drawer. Then we have Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I would really love to get to more Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I've literally only read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I guess my goal is to at least read one book by Taylor Jenkins Reid every year. But I would like to read more Kristen Hanna books as well, so I feel like Kristen Hanna, TJ Klune, and like Frederick Bachman are all like the big authors that I would love to read more of their books, but like also the only author that I haven't read from is Frederick Bachman. I've read TJ Klune and Kristen Hanna before, but I really want to read more of their books. Then I always forget what this book is called. I have Claire McIntosh's I See You, and I always see one of my favorite thriller girlies on YouTube rave about this book. Her name is Francesca Reeds. I absolutely love her channel because she's a huge like thriller booktuber, and she like recommends a lot of thrillers to people. Maybe I should have picked this book up now, because honestly, like, I'm kind of dying to read a thriller right now. But literally, like, The Crash from Freda McFadden comes out really soon. I was about to say Fred McFadden. But she always raves about Claire McIntosh's books, and she always says how much she loves them. So I decided to pick it up, and I really do need to read it soon. And then we have Elena Ferrante's My Brilliant Friend. This was the #1 book on the New York Times, like, best books of the 21st century. And I picked it up because, did I say The Night Ends with Fire and The Will of the Many up here? Or did I just skip right to the second shelf? Oh my god, am I dumb? I have The Night Ends with Fire, before we finish the last shelf, by KX Song. I wanted to read that, I think, all the way back in, like, July or August, and I never got to it because I ended up reading the Song of Silver Flame, like, Night Duology instead, and I loved that one. And then we have The Will of the Many by James Ingleton, I believe. right? And this is a chonker, but I'm dying to read that. Ingselton. And then we have, like I said, we have My Brilliant Friend. I have to take you back down. I obviously can't keep you up there. By Elena Ferrante, which Books with Emily Fox absolutely raved about this series. She says like her favorite series of all time. And then we have If He Had Been With Me by, I really can't remember if I took an Advil or not, by Laura Nolan, which I really would like to read that. A lot of people, it's a very popular book talk book. And then we have The Night of the Witch, which I really wanted to read this back during Halloween. And it's by Sarah Raish and Beth Evans, which is like a collab between two authors. But these sprayed edges are so cool. And it has it on the bottom too. So let me see how many books are on the TBR card. I think it's like 32 or something. It's not that bad. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just counted the top really quick. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So where's my phone? It's literally all the way up here. I don't know why I keep on putting it over there. So we have 39 plus 30, which is 69. Okay, so that is my TBR cart and my bookshelves counted, which again is not even that bad. I'm really good about reading like my physical books because I still spent my money on them. So now we're going to count what's in the unread drawer and on the other shelf. But honestly, like when I look at how many books I haven't read, it doesn't really overwhelm me that much because like I said, I'm pretty good about it. So let me go ahead and show you guys the unread drawer. Okay, guys. Now we're going to go into the unread drawer. So we're just going to start. So we have the Hurricane Wars by Thea Guzan. I'm going to have to take out some of these because to show you guys, I can just leave these here. We have all 3 of the Infernal Devices books. We have Clockwork Angel. We have Clockwork Prince. And then Clockwork Princess. We have this book that my friend gave me called The Forever King. I'm not going to count books that are borrowed books from friends. We're just going to count books that I own that are on my physical TBR. So this one I need to read, but it's not an absolute priority because I'm just borrowing it. So, and then we have Scythe by Neil Schusterman. This is like a YA dystopian. It is a series, so I don't even know when the hell I'm going to get to that after I read all the series that I want to read. Then this is also a series, An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I only bought the first book. I know, who am I? I didn't buy like the whole series because like I literally did not have room for it. And then we have the second book in the Night of the Witch duology, which is called The Fate of Magic. Also haven't read that. I really do want to read it. This book I'm probably going to read sooner rather than later because the second book comes out, I believe, in April or May, which is The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahurin, and I'm going to need some vampires in my life at some point. I actually have no vampire books on my TBR for a little while, so I'm like, we're going to need to read that. And then we have the second book in the Curious Tides series. I forget what it's actually called, like the series is actually called, but we have Stranger Skies by Pascal Lascelles again. This one's kind of a chonker, but this is not even a priority series for me, but it is what it is. We also have Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is, again, the first book in the series. I found this used and still have not read it yet. And then we have the second book in the Aristotle series. I don't even know what the series is called, but it's called Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World by, again, Benjamin Alare Sanis. There's the name. And then underneath, I believe, are just the 3 Hunger Game books by Suzanne Collins. So I'm not going to show all 3 of them. We have, you guys know, like, it's the freaking Hunger Games. Like, everybody knows these books. We have the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay on the bottom. And then we have the 3 Lord of the Rings books, which I don't even know when the hell I'm going to get to them. We have The Fellowship of the Ring by J.J.R. Tolkien. We have The Two Towers and The Return of the King. Again, everybody knows The Lord of the Rings, like how I don't even have to show them because, and I love how I showed the two most popular book series that I have in this drawer, literally one right after the other, The Hunger Games and Lord of the Rings. Like, that wasn't even planned. And then we have Pierce Brown's Red Rising series. I actually only have the first 3 books in those. We have Red Rising, we have Golden Sun, and we have Morning Star. So have not gotten to that series either. And then underneath we have the Neon Gods series that I have not gotten to yet. And we have the first 3 books in that series as well. We have Neon Gods, Electric Idol, and Wicked Beauty. It's funny that I have only the first 3 books in both of those series as well, and I didn't even plan storing those together. So we have those 3 books. We have 3, and then the Red Rising trilogy or original trilogy is 6, obviously, and then we'll count the rest of them. But again, it's not really as many books as I thought. It might be like 100, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit under 100, which is actually great. So that's 6, and then 7, and then Hunger Games is 10, and then we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then the Clockwork Prince series, well, the Infernal of Devices is 19, and then 20, 21, 22. We'll count this for now, 23, and then the Hurricane Wars is 24. I'm actually feeling really good about this. It's not really half as overwhelming as I thought it was going to be. I'm actually doing a really good job of reading my physical books. Now I need to sit down because, again, my freaking legs are hurting me. So let me go ahead. Did I say 24? I'm going to have to go back and see what number I said. I'm pretty sure I said 24. So let me go ahead and add that real quick. Okay, and then we just have a few books on the shelf here that are unread. So we have The Daughter of the Moon Goddess and The Heart of the Sun Warrior by Su Lin Tan, which is just a duology. And then we have the Red Queen series, which I have not read yet. We have Red Queen, Glass Sword, King's Cage, War Storm, and Broken Throne. I believe War Storm is the 4th book, not Broken Throne. So I just have to switch those really quick. And then we have the Demon's Witch Guide series that I still have not gotten to, and that really pisses me off that I haven't. We have a Witch's Guide to Dating a Demon, a Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch, and we have a Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, and then we have Chocolat. Oh, they're by Sarah Hawley, by the way. And then the last one is Chocolat by Joanne Harris. And then over here is How to Stop Time, which I've also read by Matt Haig. And then we just have some all-read books over here. We have The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. We have One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. And we have the Kingdom of the Wicked series by Carrie Maniscalco. One Dark Windows by Rachel Gillig, and Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy is by Holly Jackson. I'm actually lending out the first book right now to one of my friends. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books there. So the total, because plus 10 of 94 plus 10 is 104 books, which is not even that bad, to be honest. And then just really quick, I just wanted to tell you guys that in this bottom drawer are all read books. We're not going to show you all of them, but I just wanted to say that every single book in this drawer has been read. Like A Fading to Blood, Lovely War, Thursday Murder Club, Dagger in the Flame, Magic of Lemon Drop Pie, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And then back here is like the Inheritance Games series. Final Gambit, Hawthorne Legacy, and Inheritance Games. I've read all of those. And yeah, these are all really good books too. I love most of these books. So yeah, that's it. Okay, and I just wanted to show you guys really quick about books that I'm unhauling, but these are all read books in here. But I just wanted to mention that these are all books that I just don't feel like keeping because they just weren't that great. We have What You Wish For, Story Life of A.J. Thickery, Go Hex Yourself, which I actually really liked, but I don't need to keep it. We have 5 Broken Blades, but like I'm not going to collect this series, so I don't need to keep the physical copy. I actually read most of that book on my Kindle because it's a Kindle Unlimited book. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now let's just do the outro. Oh, and also I have just my current reads right now, which I have Games Untold by Jennifer Lynn Barnes and Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which I'm listening to the audiobook of. And this is obviously the newest book in the Inheritance Games series. So I'm actually going to be picking up this book now. Like I said, I could not read a single book after Onyx Storm, but I was in the middle of this book when Onyx Storm came out. So now I'm just going to continue reading this guy. Okay, you guys, so those are all the books that I haven't read yet. So like I said, let me just grab my phone. Why did I put my phone over here? Oh my goodness. I'm so freaking exhausted. Even though I did sit in my bed for a while today. Sorry, I'm fixing my shirt. Oh, and also I have the Magnolia Parks books sitting right next to me, and I've read all of those. So I've actually read a lot of books that I own. I think I'm also going to pick up physical copies of Boys of Tommen at some point, because I feel like I just need to own those books in my life, even though I had listened to all of them on audio, and I'm thinking about re-listening to them maybe this summer. I am dying to go back to that world, and also like Larry Reed's just like got me into those books so much that I'm thinking about doing a reread of them in the summertime. So let me just, like I said, show you guys the final number. So plus 10. Oh, it's only 103. Is that right? Did I add these properly? Because it was 24 from the drawer. So it's not even that hard to add those because I already know what the number is from there. And then not even that hard to count what was on the cart and the shelves. Let me just recount really quick so I don't fuck it up. So we're right. 104 books. And then the ones that I'm in the middle of don't count because I'm obviously already reading those. So yeah, 104 books. But I also didn't count all the red books. But like I've said before, I have a lot more red books on my bookshelf. I was not able to count the books that are in my drawer because that's just annoying. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 70, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87 books plus the ones in the drawer, which is probably another like 15 books. So, because I just counted what? 80 something. Hold on. Maybe we should count them and see if I've read half the books I own and haven't read the other half, because that would be really interesting. So hey guys, so I just wanted to film a quick clip updating you guys on how many books are on my physical TBR. I don't think I counted Games Untold. I also don't think I counted Project Hail Mary because, like I said, I don't count books I'm in the middle of finishing. But I did actually end up finishing Games Untold, I think, that night that I filmed that video, or maybe the day after. But finished that book, and then I also finished The Nightingale earlier today. So I did finish 2 books since I filmed that video, so that's pretty good. And The Nightingale has been on my list for so long. So now we have, I think it's 103 compared to 104. So it's still a book that I was putting off for a while that we are not counting on my physical TBR anymore, so that's great. And we have 4, I'm just looking at my physical TBR for February, and we have 14 books on my physical TBR in February that I hope that I can get to all of them, because they are ones that I've been putting off for a little while. So if I'm able to read all the books on my physical TBR for February, then we will be under 90 books and we will be under 100 books as well. So that will be incredible, and that makes like my physical TBR a lot less scary. But also, like, some of those physical books that I have not read yet are like a lot of series that I have not gotten to. So again, it depends after February, because I already put almost 3 series, pretty much 3 series on my TBR in February. We have House of the Cerulean Sea and Somewhere Beyond the Sea. We have Shatter Me, and we have King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. And that's like 10 books already. But I mostly want to read series next month anyway. So, because like I said, we weren't able to read any series this month, but I do count Fourth Wing through Onyx Storm as my series for January, because even though Fourth Wing and Iron Flame were rereads, it still counts as a series read. I'm just so glad that I did that. So yeah. So now that is the final number, and I don't know why I brain farted there. But yeah, the point is just to get to books that I've been putting off for a while. But also, like I said, this year it's more so quality over quantity. And right now I think I'm just going to do a mood read, and I really, really, really want to read on my Kindle. And also, we will be adding another book to the physical TBR literally tomorrow, which is going to be, like I said, Out of the Woods by Hannibal M. Young. So it's going to be back to 104 books. So, like, even though we just knocked another book off of my physical TBR, we're adding another book. But honestly, like, I really have been trying to not buy as many books this month, even though I did pick up 2 books from Target a couple of days ago. I might end up going book shopping with my friend this weekend. I'm not really sure yet. But I don't even know what I'm going to get, because honestly, like, since I picked up Out of the Woods on Amazon, because I wanted to get it on release day and I didn't want to drive all the way to Barnes & Noble. But now, since like I don't have plans on Thursday, it probably would have been fine. But because this week I don't really have that many plans, and honestly I don't really care, because I've just been so tired from work, because I've been opening a lot. And tomorrow I work 10 to 4, and then we're just going to read The Crash by Frida McFadden. But I think I'm going to pick up Beartown finally on my Kindle, because I don't want to wait till February to read this book. And also, this was the book I was in the mood for to read between The Nightingale and Beartown. Those were the 2 books I was in between. And for some reason, like, people pick Frederick Bachman and The Nightingale at like the same time. Like, I saw another Goodreads user read The Winners and also just finish The Nightingale as well. And The Winners, I think, is like the 3rd book in the Beartown series, which I would be starting a series, but at the same time, like, this wouldn't be a series that I would be binging. This would be a series that I would like continue gradually. But I also want to read Anxious People in February by Frederick Bachman. And I don't want to read 2 books by the same author in February. Like I said, I'm already doing that with the series reads, which is TJ Klune, Tahereh Mafi, and Leigh Bardugo. But I'm so excited to read Tahereh Mafi, because I've read 1 book from TJ Klune before, which is Under the Whispering Door. And I did read The Six of Crows duology, which was by Leigh Bardugo. So Tahereh Mafi would be a new author to me. So, and so is Frederick Bachman, because I've never actually read any of his books. And I just feel like with The Nightingale and Beartown, I just feel like they have been making the rounds so much, especially Beartown in the past like couple of months, that I'm like, I just really want to read this book. And I feel like I've just been picking really emotionally invoking reads for myself. I did cry my eyes out after I finished The Nightingale, but let me stop rambling, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please keep reading. I'm obviously recording another outro, but I just wanted to let you guys know I did finish 2 other physical books on my TBR, so the only one that cares is me. Yay! So yeah, bye!